What is up, my people, my home skillet, my grilled cheese, baby? It's your boy, Mr. D. Culiante in the building. Got my player partner, my man's, my crossover brother, Mr. Hilarious Darius, man. What's shaking bacon, my brother?
That intro gets fancier and fancier every week. I feel like you be in your room like a rapper writes bars. I think you be in your room rapping intros, writing intros, and then you rip they put notebook paper. You're like, nah, that's not a good intro. Let me grilled cheese, the home skillet homeboy.
Well, I gotta keep it fresh, man, because we on the freshest podcast in the land, man. We taking over,
Oh,
baby. We're gonna start talking trash today, baby. We're gonna start talking trash
I like
today.
that. I like that line. The
Man,
freshest podcast in the land. I like
that's
that.
right, baby. Yo, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Had a great day today. Can't
Okay.
complain.
Yes, sir.
I'm on the island again. I'm on the island,
Yes, yes.
and I
Yeah.
got my shirt on, my little Hawaiian shirt.
It complements the island. Oh my goodness.
You
I
get
didn't
it.
even put two and two together. Oh my goodness.
You want
Yes,
to
sir.
hear? You want to hear a story about this shirt?
Yes.
All right. So this is what I call my white people shirt. Right.
Mm.
So
Break it
my
down.
entire family hates this shirt, but
Okay.
every time I wear this shirt, a white person compliments me. Every time. I've had this shirt for years, and like everybody in my family, like, oh my god, please throw that shirt away. That's so ugly. And then as soon as I'm going through my day, even if I think I may not get a compliment, right as I'm walking in, the mailman's like, young man, that is a fantastic shirt. Like that's white people love this Hawaiian. Okay, I figured out how we can cure racism.
Talk to me.
Get people on that rock.
Hmm.
Nobody wants to fall. Give them all Hawaiian shirts. I find
Oh my goodness.
that out white people's weaknesses.
That's the
Hawaii,
cure. That's
Hawaiian
the
shirts and
cure.
heights.
Heights and Hawaiian shirts is the cure to end all this racism. That is hilarious, man. That is funny. Give all the black people Hawaiian shirts. Yeah, I'm telling you, we'll end all this stuff, man. Hawaiian shirts matter. That's what.
Oh, that's silly. That's hilarious. Hawaiian shirts matter.
Hawaiian shirts matter. They gonna tell you. They gonna help us. Gonna help us fight all this evil
That's
that's being spread,
hilarious.
man. They should have gave Donald Trump a Hawaiian shirt, man. He would have been. He would have been. Forget the wall. Forget the wall. Hawaiian shirts for all. That would have been his catchphrase.
That's
Forget the
all.
wall. Hawaiian shirts for all. That would have been his whole catchphrase.
Forget the wall. Hawaiian shirts for all. That's hilarious. That's funny. I
That's what I'm
think
thinking.
that's funny. Yeah, I think I don't know. And every time I'm in need of a compliment, I wear this shirt. Like if I'm ever
Hey,
low in life, I'm like, yeah, let me put this shirt on. So I haven't
see,
worn it in a long time, but
I think I'm gonna go buy me one. I need Hawaiian shirt because I'm missing out on these compliments.
I'm
I don't
telling you,
want,
you
I'm in school. I'm
mhm.
trying to finish up the semester. I need a Hawaiian shirt. Wear that mug to the fight. Oh my goodness, I was going to
Fail you,
tell
but
you, but this
you have
Hawaiian shirt
great
is.
taste.
I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you make it. Let you make it today. That's what I need in
Oh, that's
my life.
hilarious.
That is funny.
So yeah, I wanted to start the podcast off like that. But you told me before we started this thing that you had a funny story to tell the audience, and me
Yes.
included. I ain't heard the story before, so this
Yes.
should be fun.
Okay. All right. So there has been. It starts off kind of sad, whatever. But right now, man, with the pandemic going on and people not getting paid like they are.
That's not funny. That's terrible. That's not funny. But the way you set that up just caught me off guard. With the pandemic, I thought you were gonna say people are getting sick, but you said people are not getting paid like they
That's what
were.
I have a point, bro.
Okay.
So they're not getting paid like they usually are and stuff like that, which is causing a lot of break-ins, which is causing a lot of robberies, a lot of violence, and so I have family in Dallas, Texas,
Mhm.
and there's just been a lot of break-ins, a lot of stuff going on, man. It's just unfortunate, which is causing the residents of Dallas to bear arms. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And it's Texas, so it's to be expected. But this mindset is spreading to my family. You know what I'm saying? My family has decided they're going to pick up the Second Amendment. You know what I'm saying? And it's just funny to me. It's funny to me because, you know, my aunt has bought not one gun, not two guns, but three guns. I'm like, three guns, auntie?
She a
She said, I
rapper.
need a gun for the upstairs, the downstairs, and the car. I was like, the car? You ride around it with you ride around with the thing? Oh yeah. And then I got another aunt who bought a gun and an uncle who bought a gun. And I'm just like, this is funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are peaceful people. You know what I'm saying? We you know, but they're you know, they're picking up Second Amendment. And I just think it's funny because when you, and this is just from me talking to them, right? Now that they got guns, now these are some strong people. My family is very strong, but now that they got guns, now they're sharing all their fears. Now they got all these fears. I got this gun because I'm afraid of afraid of I'm afraid of people taking me for advantage of me. I'm afraid of that. I'm like, okay. And mine's like, I'm afraid that somebody's gonna get in my car when I'm in the car and try to rob me. I'm afraid of this. And I'm just like, wow, I didn't know all these fears come with guns. Ain't no guns and fears go together. And then it's to the point where like they're thinking about joining this gun club. I'm like, oh, a club of scaredy cats. People who are, hey, are you afraid? Yeah, come welcome to the club. We're afraid of we're afraid of a lot of things, but they just, you know, it's just a lot of that going on. Like everybody's kind of running down all their fears, what they're afraid of.
I'm afraid of clowns.
That's why I got a gun. I got my gun. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think it's a funny thing that's what you hear from people with guns, what they're afraid of. I'm afraid this may happen. I'm afraid of that may happen. I'm afraid of grasshoppers. And it's funny because they trying to get my mama to buy some guns. Now I'm like, hold on, don't be putting that fear on my mama. Mama, I mean, I ain't say mama, but they asked my mama, what are you afraid of? My mom like, snakes and rats. Let's get you a gun. There's a gun for that. There's a gun for every fear.
Roaches? We get you a gun. Get your smaller gun, but we can get you a gun to take care of that problem.
You know what I'm saying? I just thought it was like hilarious
bro.
that all of a sudden I know all my aunts and uncles' fears now that they got guns. I never knew they was afraid of so many things, but now
when you call the gun club a club of scaredy cats, that's such an incredible observation. Like, because like you said, the argument of gun control, people are like, they're trying to take away our guns. Nobody ever says like they're trying to realize our fears. You know what I mean? Like, and I think I think this idea of having your gun take away is a fear because you feel like you're more vulnerable. It's funny because I imagine people feel like if their gun get taken away, the boogeyman would be like, "Oh, you ain't got no gun." Start coming out the bed.
Finally,
no trying to scare you. Sully from Monsters Inc. is like, "Oh, no gun." Bro, that was incredible. That was a.
That's what I put together, man. Because it was like my mom was just telling me this stuff. I'm like, okay, Auntie afraid of afraid of flat tires. That's why she got the gun. I'm afraid I'm gonna get a flat tire here. I need a pistol. Really?
You could get AAA.
You don't need a jack, a spare. That may come back.
Mechanic.
You need a gun. You don't need a mechanic. You need a gun. I'm afraid my transmission may fall out. Okay, well you need to go get a new car. No, I need a gun.
I need a Glock. That's what I need.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my
I just
goodness,
thought that was hilarious, man. Just hearing some of the
that's
stuff
funny.
they was afraid of. I'm like, oh, that's why they got pistols and
Oh,
shotguns.
that's funny. That was funny, bro. I wasn't. Yeah, you did a job well done with that one. That was a good. That was well worth the wait. That was awesome. That was funny, but you know what it makes me think about? Okay, so you got people with guns, and this could be a nice little segue, but you got people with guns, but you also during this holiday time, everybody's on edge. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of animosity. So what do you think is gonna happen? People have lost jobs, lost money. They got enough money for guns, which that's interesting, but got enough money for guns. Christmas is coming up, and there's an animosity like in the streets. You know what I mean? A year of social unrest, and I don't know. It just feels like a bad recipe. You know, just everybody. Black Friday sales been spread out all throughout the month, but that just seems like a bad recipe. I was in Best Buy earlier today, and this man, I was returning some equipment or whatever, and this man next to me was like, "Hi, I came in here yesterday and I bought a TV, and I saw that last night the price dropped, and I wanted to know if I can get the difference in that price drop." And the lady behind the counter was like, a young lady, she was like, no, sir. And he was like, why not? I was like, oh my gosh, that was really aggressive and combative. And she was like, well, it doesn't work like that. We don't do price matches like that. She said, I mean, what you could do is you can return it. The money will go back on your card and you can repurchase it. But his level of intensity was just like, is that the best you can do? You know what I mean? Like I was like, God, dog, this dude is aggressive as heck. Like, let me get out of here. And I know that that's just a mild version of it, but I
Yeah.
know, like, and you know what's interesting too? When people catch an attitude or like is combative with somebody in the service industry, and they make eye contact with you, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, where they'll be like, I'm trying to do a good example for the audience, but they'll be like, say that the cashier's right here, and you're like standing right there, and they'll be like, can I get a price match on this? Why not? And just like look at you all in your eyes, like, God, dog.
That was dude, dude, dude. Okay. Okay, can I butt
Yo,
in?
jump
Can I
in, jump
butt
in,
in? So
jump in this thing.
so I was at work and we have been swamped. And um there was one particular lady who um just because I do the phlebotomy stuff. So there I stuck her like a week ago. Everything went well, right? This time I stick her, it don't go well, right? And when you do a stick, you can't do the second stick. You gotta get somebody else to do the second stick. So I was like, okay. She didn't want to do the second stick. She was just like just furious, right? Because she's told me that I have scar tissue. You know what I'm saying? You got to go in deep. So I missed the vein, whatever. But at the end, when I was getting ready to take her off the machine, I always ask the, the donors, I'm like, hey, everything turned out okay? And she was all like, pardon me. And I was all like, pardon me. Like, but she said it to kind of kind of like, uh,
Scare you?
yeah, scare me. But I'm like, pardon me, don't scare me. Like, I don't know what kind of word that is. Pardon me. I was like, everything turned out all right. I knew she said it to kind of intimidate me. Like, yeah, pardon me. Like, you dare ask me that? I was like, that's just not a scary word to me. Pardon me. I don't know. I don't know if that. I don't know if that's like an angry white woman's word. Pardon me. Pardon me. What'd you say? You dare say that again? It's like, everything turned out all right. I started talking extra black. Everything turned all right. It's like, pardon me. That don't intimidate
Alright.
me.
You did a Negro. They did they turn eye.
I found a cup of Kool-Aid. Everything turned out all right. You know what
Had a
I'm saying?
Newport cigarette.
Left the stage table. Everything turned out good. Joe turned down the music. You know what I'm saying? You know, I was like, pardon me. Go enjoy the rest of your day, lady. The sun is still out.
The other day.
Get all this energy. It's
Oh
like
my
the sun's still out.
gosh.
It's Sunday. Why pardon me? I was like,
That's so funny.
that was funny to me. So
That is funny because I think because I mean, I know we're kind of picking on white people in this episode, but
I'm
it's not
sorry. I'm
just
sorry to the
it's
audience.
not just
I'm sorry to the audience. It's just it's the customer service topic we're talking about.
exactly. We're talking about
Talking
customer
about customer
service, and I
service.
think you guys know. I mean, you're part of the world too. Each culture has its own way of handling messed ups in the
Yeah.
customer service industry and a way of trying to get resolution. You got people that are like, "Can I speak to your supervisor? Can I speak to your manager?" Then you have other people who are going to make a big scene
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So, um, do you have a story? Because okay, so both of us used to work in the service industry. I know you
Mhm.
worked in food, and did you work in retail? You worked in retail
Yeah.
too.
We're the retail. Yeah.
So I worked in retail. I never did food. But do you have stories that stand out to you from your time in those industries? about.
Yeah.
Let's do bad stories first, and then we'll do some good stories.
Okay. Well, bad story. I was a server, and it was a couple on a date, right? And I came in with with the swagger. Hey, what's going on? My name's Deontay. I'm the service today. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get the tip out, right? And they was all right, yeah, cool, man, cool. All right, this we're gonna need it. We're gonna start off with some drinks though. Can I get some Ciroc and a Red Bull? So, and then the lady, I forgot what the lady ordered. So I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? So the Ciroc came out first, right? So, so, so like I'm walking toward the table, cool as hell, and I buckle and I spilled like a drip of that Ciroc. He was all like, man, I'm not paying for that, man. I ain't paying for that. All right.
That's
I
Buckle
need you
Ciroc. I
to
don't
go
think.
back to the kitchen and find me some more Ciroc, all right? You can find me some more Ciroc, all right? He had a lot of energy. I was like, dang, I felt like I just fumbled the ball. He was like, yeah, you ain't paying for that, all right? Yeah, in front of my lady, huh? I thought you was
Buckle?
cool.
You gonna
You gonna
buckle in
buckle?
front of my lady?
Huh?
I don't
You
pay
gonna
for
drop
buckled
that Ciroc?
Ciroc.
I don't pay for that. I swear it wasn't a lot of Ciroc, but I had to respect the game. I like, all right, man, I ain't gonna. I'll see what I can work out, player. Yeah, I need first thing of Ciroc. So
Okay.
that was a funny story to me.
So I remember one time because I came to the restaurant when you were working there, and I
Oh,
remember.
this guy. You know what's funny about that story, bro? And I know you're gonna get into it, but I'll give you the backstory to the audience. Okay, so the backstory is this: we were swamped at the restaurant that day, and I told like the host, we had hostess, and Darius came in there, was like, "Hey, what's up? I know that guy. That's my guy. Can I be in his section?" My section was full. Everybody, my section, and she made room for y'all, and y'all, it was 6 of y'all. I'm like, what? What? Are you not thinking about me? I know he said that's my friend. I can see him later. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was talking to him. I can see him later, right in front of him. I can see him later, all right? I can see him later. I'm already full, right? So just to get the audience some background, that's why the service was trash, because my section was full. And she snuck 6 people, extra 6 people in my section. Darius in his
His
tribe
posse,
came in my section.
my
His
group, my
tribe.
posse, my
His gang,
entourage.
his entourage.
His gang.
They was all
Pardon,
wearing Hawaiian shirts saying, "What's up?"
pardon me,
Listen for compliments.
pardon me, my gang, my group.
Yeah, this guy.
But and I wasn't gonna even say that the service was terrible, but what I remember, okay, so also to give the audience some insight, Deontay does this thing where we have a great dynamic, in person and on camera or whatever. But whenever I show up to his job unexpected, he don't like that. Like he gets so professional, like I'm gonna get him fired. He be acting like he straight up don't know me, right? And I walk up to him. He worked at a different spot. One time used to work at this college, and he used to work at the front desk. And I came in and I was like, what's up, who do you? You know what I'm saying? Came in real big, real grand entrance. And he was like, pardon me? What how can I help you? He's squinting his eyes, wasn't nothing squint.
You see it eye to eye. Didn't need glasses.
How can I help you? How can I help you? So
Got a name tag or something.
and then after we left, he turned into his regular self. But I felt like it was that same kind of energy at the restaurant that day. So I come in and I'm with my the just my group. I was trying to go with a joke, but the punchline didn't come quick enough. But I'm just with my group, and we sit down. And Deontay, he explains to us. He's like, what can I get you guys to drink? And we order our drinks. And he's like, okay. He goes, great, got it. And Deontay was always the drink master at the job. If whenever it came to drinks, that's why I'm surprised you buckled the Ciroc, because you were the drink,
That's what I'm saying.
you were the drink master. So we sit down and we order our food or whatever. And he's like, y'all need some drinks? Go to the drinks. He's all right, drinks. And because it was so busy, it took forever for the food to come out. But Deontay made sure he was good on them drinks. So like every time I got empty, he'd be like, you need some more drinks, drinks. But he kept like, we got so full. You used to get full off the appetizers. We got so full off the drinks. That we was like, yo, I'm not even hungry no more.
I just paid my $1.25 to get up out of here for this soda.
This sugar water, this carbonated sugar water, this sugary soda. Um,
Oh my
but I remember that. And didn't you tell me a story one time when it comes to drinks, did somebody like grab
Oh
your
yeah,
arm?
yes, yes, bro. All right, and I think I don't want to say it was the same day, but I think it was the same day. So, like I said, Darius comes in with his group of six, and I have a round table with a group of five. I had a four top right in the corner, and I think I had like a two top, and I was really waiting on the two top to finish up, but we were so backed up that the table of five, right? It was a husband, a wife, and some kids, right? Um, and they used the word "pardon me" a lot, right? So the wife wanted a slushy. The slushy came from the bar. The bar was bagged up, right? So I was offering alternatives. I'm like, yo, I can grab you a soda, I can grab you a water, I can grab you a juice, but the slush is gonna take a while. Okay, not a problem. And that's what you told me I'm the drink master, and that's what I was providing. Water. Yeah, you want some tea, you want some coffee, I got you. But that slush, that's not coming from me, that's coming from the bartender. It's gonna take a while. So it was one point where like the lady was like, I think I was taking something to another table, and the lady was like, excuse me. And I didn't ignore her, but I kind of was like, give me a second. But I didn't say that. I kind of mentally was like, I'm gonna come right back to you. And the husband decides to kind of stop me in the middle of my kind of rush, right? And he kind of like grabs my arm. He was like, "Hey man, where's my wife's slush?" I was like, "Bro, you don't get your hands off me, dude." Okay, you don't get your hands off me. I'm sorry, but we've been here for like 20 minutes. We still ain't got our slush. We got our food. We got our entrees. Where's our slush? A lot of that. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So I had to go grab my manager, man. He kind of got him situated, man. But you know, yeah, buddy grabbed me over a slush. You know what I'm saying? And I had to keep professional because I'm like, bro, I want to know what you would have done. You know what I'm saying? Somebody grab you,
Oof.
talk about my wife need her slush. Your wife need her slush because her wife want her husband because she about to get your back dirty messing with me, grabbing on my arm like that. You know what I'm saying? If I buckle again, we're gonna have some issues. It's gonna be a little more than pardon me, brother. It's gonna be a little more than that. So yeah, I want to know what you would have done because at the time I think I was like what, like 23, 24. You know what I'm saying? I
You
was
know what's funny, bro? I know in previous episodes of the podcast, I talked about how like I'm a scary person, but it's weird because I'm always like on edge in life. Like it don't take me too far to like
yeah,
want to punch somebody in the face, like
yeah,
because I remember my time in like retail. There was one time I was I was working at this clothing store, and this guy was mad about like the return process. So this dude, I don't even know if it was me. It felt like me. The story felt so real to me. I thought it was me, but I may have like mentally inserted myself in the story. But he like threw the card and was like, I don't get it. Just make it happen. And like threw the card like at the person to like return his money. And I just remember I felt my fist like tighten up, and I felt like, you know how like you get all hot back here and behind your
yeah.
ears, and like your heart start beating off fast. You're like, yo, I might have to knock this man out real quick. Like I may have to
They have to put him to sleep, man.
I might have to punch him in his seat position. Like I may. And so I think in a similar situation, bro, it's hard to say because we are
Yeah,
still human. And I think that's the part that people don't realize with the service industry. It's
yeah,
like you dealing with people that need a job, but I don't know how much that job means to them. Like I don't know
exactly.
how close they are to snapping. I remember you told me that I guess after that shift, you had said tell this joke about like how you was slapping the ground like Coney 2012 or something like that. You remember that joke?
Yes, I do remember that joke. Hey, yeah, you back today, brother. You just bring it. Man, I feel like Gucci. Make some new jokes, man. You bringing out all this 2013. Make some new jokes, man. Bringing up these old hits. Nah, I do remember that joke, man. But to give some context to the audience, it was just to the point where I was kind of just overwhelmed with just stress levels, man. I think the responsibility of that they was given to me because we were so short staffed at that restaurant. I'm like, dude, I can't handle this, man. I got stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? Deontay, can you stay a little bit longer? Can you come in a little bit earlier? I'm like, hey, man, I'm on my feet all day. We'll
Yeah.
give you 3 breaks. A lot of promises. Like, I ain't got time for this. So shortly after that, I quit and we went to Colorado and
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
went
That
to a
was that year was
conference,
the
had a
Colorado.
great time. And yeah, man, ended up moving out my mama's house shortly after. So
That's right. Oh, dang, all that happened around the same time.
same
But
time, bro. Yeah.
so, what's the best customer service
Ooh, yes.
experience you've ever
Yes.
had as a customer?
Okay. So restaurant again. It had to be this time where I had a table of I think I had like 10 people I was serving, and I had a fresh haircut, and I remember the family was they were so nice and so patient, and the son, like the littlest guy at the table, told his dad that I looked like Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, dang.
And he was like, "Yo, my son he thinks you look like Floyd Mayweather." And I remember it was like, "Yo, he kind of does," because I think my hair was like real short. And they gave me a big tip, bro. They gave me a big tip, man. I was all worried. I remember I was worried because I'm like, "Yo, it's a lot of people," and I didn't really. They was like, "Yeah, you don't necessarily need our help. You can handle that table by yourself." And I was like, "I don't know. There's a lot of people," but I mean, everything went well, bro, and the family was real patient. And I got a great tip. And like you said, the kid kept calling me Floyd Mayweather.
That's
That was in
hilarious.
there.
That's all you
So
need for the ego.
it's like, yeah, that fed me, man. I was like, cool, you know what I'm saying? Make sure nobody grab my arm about some slushy stuff. But
Because I hit him with this
yeah,
right.
I hit him with them. Let him know. So
This table
uh,
called me Floyd.
yeah, this table called me Floyd out here, but yeah, bro, I think that was probably one of my favorite moments, man. What about yourself?
So I look, I sound like a terrible employee. I don't remember any time that I gave great customer service like that stands out like that. I don't remember that. But I think for me, okay, so a story that happened to me recently is
Yeah.
I was at McDonald's and this young kid took my order. He's probably about 16, 17. But when I tell you that dude was a rock star, like he was incredible. And I'm not used to
Yeah.
getting that quality of service like at McDonald's. Like
Yeah.
I go to McDonald's with the expectation like I might get disappointed. It might be with the food, it might be with the service.
Hey, well, you
I,
walk in with that.
I'm
It
all
may be
in. I
my
order
fries may
like
be cold. It may be cold today.
so I walk in with that energy, right? So, but this dude was just so great because he's like, I pull up the drive through. He's like, "Hey, how you doing today, sir? How's your day been going? How was work?" Like it's just a lot of like, "Wow, is that on the script?" You know what I mean? So I'm ordering my food. I go check out, and he was like, "Have a great day, sir." And he goes, "Do you need like a receipt for your taxes or anything like that? It's like a like a tax write off or anything." I was like, "But this is gonna be a superstar one day. Like he's gonna run something. He's gonna be president of something, the country, some company. Like this kid is a rock star."
He
But
said you want a receipt for your tax. What he say again?
he
What is
said,
he
"Do
gonna
you want a receipt for your taxes? You can use it as a tax write off or something like
at
that."
16?
This dude was brilliant. This
That
dude
man
was
is smart, man.
yeah. So um, that was real cool. And I'm trying to think of usually a lot of the smaller restaurants do a
Mm,
good job with customer service. I find. What
mm.
about you?
Yeah. When I do make it out there to these small restaurants, don't get a chance to eat out too much. I do a lot of imagination. And today I'm in a small restaurant and we're making chicken at my house. Oh, would you like a napkin? Yes, I'm a little napkin. And start patting myself. I don't get to eat out as much as I used to.
I'm at a
On this
small
budget.
diner today.
Yeah,
Customer
yes.
service you experience is yourself in the mirror.
It's myself in the mirror. Huh? Yes. Pardon me? What? A lot of
Pardon
that.
me. You grab your own arm. Where's my drink?
Oh, I forgot. I left it in the car. There's a lot of that going on.
That's
uh,
hilarious. That's hilarious. But yeah, man, I think I'm a huge fan of great customer service. And I went to another restaurant, a small restaurant, and the girl was just awesome. Like,
mm,
it's like before you could think it, she was doing it. And we had ordered like some fried pickles. And she was like, How are you all's fried pickles?" And she looked at it and she was like, "There's too many crumbs in here." And I was like, "Yeah, I like the crumbs." She's like, "Yeah, we all like the crumbs, but there's way too many in here. I'm gonna take this off your order." So I was like, "Oh, dang, that's dope." So I really appreciate great customer service.
what?
Um,
What? where are you getting this? That's amazing.
See, right?
Crumbs in this basket.
That lady was
You're taking it off
incredible.
to me. What?
That lady was incredible.
Dang.
I'm just a huge fan of that. I'm just a huge fan of like people who do a great job and just trying to make sure that they get appreciated for that. You know, it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
My mom does this thing. She's been doing this for years. But whenever she experiences great customer service, she'll walk up to the manager in a way to look like she's about to complain. But then she'll go like, "Excuse me, are you the manager? I want to tell you about that person right there. She is awesome. She's great. Great customer service." I'm like, "Mom, why are you so aggressive?" And
That
then,
is
but
funny.
then she'll tell them like, most people will only want to speak to you when they have a complaint. But I
Come on.
believe in, when people are doing a great job, they should be rewarded or just reminded that they're doing a great job.
Come on now.
And
Come on.
I think we need more of that, man. I think
Dude, man.
especially this year with everybody losing
Yeah.
everything, just a little bit more kindness in the world would be. We need some more Hawaiian shirts.
We
Is
need
what we
some Hawaiian
need.
shirts, man. Um, I love that, bro. I think about this past weekend. I was driving downtown and I saw this barber cutting homeless people's hair.
Mhm.
And I was just like, yo, that's so cool, man. Like he just found an outlet and got busy. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
yeah,
I was just, you know what I'm saying, kind of taken away, man. Cause even though I wasn't you know what I'm saying, I wasn't nowhere near, what he was doing, but just to witness it, you know what I'm saying, did something for me. So, you know, like you said, kind of challenging people to kind of be more kind, especially in this time. Like your kindness that you're showing to somebody else um, may be spotted across the room by somebody else, and they may just do it on their spare time because they seen what you're doing. So definitely, man, I'm all for that, man. We do need to be more, you know what I'm saying, more in tune with what's going on and be more patient, more kind to people, man. Because you know, right now, man, people anxiety is high, man. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? That's
And
why.
I think too that like with the pandemic,
Mhm.
we haven't. I don't know if people have been able to serve in the way that they normally serve in terms of like serving humanity, right? So
Yeah.
with these different toy drives, and typically it happens around holidays. So you got Thanksgiving drives, turkey drives, you got toy drives for the kids. But I think with this pandemic, a lot of that has been like on pause. Like you can't have large groups of people and stuff like that. So I've been actually thinking of ways like, yo, how can we serve in the way that the world is right now? Right? How can we pivot? Because every industry has had to pivot, right?
Mhm.
Every business has had to go online. Like how can we serve in a virtual space? What does that look like? So I've been kind of brainstorming some various ideas because that's really important to me. And one thing that is really interesting too is what are your thoughts on serving humanity in silence in terms of you don't like you don't have to broadcast what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. I
What's your
think
thoughts on that?
yeah, I think to be honest, that's how you supposed to do it. You know what I'm saying? You do get I don't think it's nothing like wrong with like maybe like showing like for example, if you go like volunteer somewhere and you're like, yo, you know what I'm saying, you kind of post yourself, you know what I'm saying, kind of like, yo, we did this today with some friends or whatever. But I do think like everything um, you know what I'm saying? Everything like as far as serving should kind of be kind of on the hush. Um, because it's not really because I mean you do get to feel good, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You do when you walk away like, yo, I actually did that. Um, but it's always kind of tacky a little
yeah,
bit, you know what I'm
that's a good word.
saying? To see people kind of out there like, yo, I just gave out, you know what I'm saying, 100 hugs, 100 air hugs to the homeless. They gonna be
100
real
air
good.
hugs
Gonna be real
to
good after
the
these air hugs.
homeless. Oh my gosh. 100 air hugs to the homeless. That has to go on a t-shirt or something. That's hilarious. I
You
gave
know what I'm
100
saying?
air
Like,
hugs to the
you
homeless.
know, it's just real tacky. The face. With the face, bro. It's just tacky, bro. So I think that's how you're supposed to do it, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep it because you want to do it, right there, right in the moment. You gotta be present, man.
Yeah,
Do it, give it. All right, man. Keep going with your day. You know. So yeah.
I agree with you, and I think it's funny because my family sometimes they'll drag me along to some different things that I may not on paper be excited about, but once you kind of go through it, you're like, yo, I'm kind of glad I did this. Like,
Yeah.
you're always uncomfortable in some form or fashion, whether that's the environment, who you're serving.
Yeah.
Like, I always find the most fulfillment I get out of serving is when I'm like super uncomfortable. Where you're like, okay, what's going on? When you feel like you need a gun, you know what I mean? But you decide, you know what? Instead of a gun, I'm gonna give an air hug, you know. But no, I think to your point, man, being able to serve in a way to where people don't have to know, I think that's super powerful because I also think it can inspire people to pay it forward.
Mhm.
One thing I've always wanted to do because I've seen it on like news headlines, is you ever see where people like go through the drive through and they pay for like the person behind them, and then it starts this whole trend. I wonder what it's like for that person that's like, I'm good. I would rather not pay for that person. Their meal is really expensive.
Yeah.
But I appreciate what they did. You know what I mean? Like if anybody orders anything off the dollar menu here, you can pay them. You know what I mean? Like I think that's always an idea that kind of
That's
makes me
funny.
laugh. But
Yeah.
but just being able to kickstart something
Yeah.
um, is really important to me. Um, you had mentioned something, and I would like for you to fill the audience in on growth earlier.
Mm.
Can you give the audience some context into what you were talking about and just some of the takeaways you
Oh
had?
yeah. Yeah. So I was um I was watching church and uh the pastor was kind of speaking about this idea of growth as far as like it can happen exponentially or it can kind of happen slowly. And so he kind of made it parallel to like life, right? So he said when you're a preteen, you kind of have growth spurts, right? When you're a teenager, you have your growth spurts. When you're an adult, you have your growth spurts. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's height, weight, beard, you know what I'm saying? Handsome looks, whatever, you grow. But anyway, your fighting stance, I don't know, you grow.
Your left hand layup, you know.
Your right hand, make sure it's undeniable. But he was also saying like those moments do happen, but the bulk of life is deals with slow growth,
Mhm.
and there's gonna be times in the moments of slow growth you're not gonna be able to kind of wake up and like, man, I'm 6 feet tall. It don't work like that. Sometimes you're like, man, the slow growth happens majority of the time. So he was saying like in those times, like you gotta kind of be mindful of your growth and do some self-reflecting, and that can remind you of like how far you've come. You know what I'm saying? So he was saying stuff like, think about how you was, and for example, for us, like how we were at the beginning of in January,
Yeah.
you know, and the things we had to do and kind of change about ourselves to really adapt to this pandemic and stuff. But there's been growth even within this pandemic. So whether that's more reading, you've been reading a
Nonstop.
lot of books nonstop. I took a break from my book.
I was gonna ask you about
I
that.
took a break.
We talked
Look,
about it in the
look, it's
first
right,
episode.
it's right here. I'm still on that same
you
page.
you ain't never took a big leap. You just you
I
stuck
took a
your
big
toe
break.
in. Took a
Took a
big
big break.
break.
I'm gonna come back to after the semester's done. That's how I do with books. It kind of take me like some months to kind of get through that bug. But I do love to read. It just takes some time. Uh, but yeah, man. So I would just kind of say to the audience out there, recognize that you are growing. You know what I'm saying? Every day. It's just that it may not be as visible as other times in your life, but recognize you are growing. You're not the same person you was, and reflect, man. That's such an essential tool for your well being. So I think that is everything that I need to share about growth. And
Yeah,
yeah,
man. I
really,
think you did a good job at that. I think to your point, growth can sometimes be hard to measure when you look forward But when you, like you said, reflect back, you be like, man, dang, that's dope. I started here and now I'm here. And I think the amazing type of growth that I am particularly fond of is the exponential kind, where it just kind of does like a little, what is it called, bell curve or whatever.
Yeah.
But how taking small daily actions compounded the impact and the effect that they can have on your life or um, in your mindset and stuff like that. How that can
Mhm.
really just it can really change your life, and it's just incredible to think about that. Like sometimes I think about random stuff, and I'll just sit here and just think about growth. Like I just, just sit here and think. But I mean, to your point, man, I think if I had to get a gun because of something that I feared, it would be not growing.
The fear. Crazy. I fear not growing. Glock
Bah,
nine.
bah, bah.
Glock nine, please.
But
I come with a fear. I come with fear of not growing. Here's your Glock 9. Here's your Tech 9. Right? Cool. I better be growing today.
but yeah, man, I think
I, I also kind of want to add one more thing about that whole topic, um, which is, is I know, what I'm saying, I know growing can be also externally, right? You can grow in your finances, you can grow in your physique if you're in the gym a lot, you know what I'm saying? You can grow your hair out, you know what I'm saying? But also recognize that you also got to be growing internally, you know what I'm saying? That's really the key right there. You know what I'm saying? Because we get kind of caught up in kind of collecting stuff, whether that's tennis shoes or clothes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Cars and stuff like that. You can grow externally, but internally is where the real growing happens. You know what I'm saying? So if you can look at yourself and say, "Man, I don't get as mad as I used to back."
yeah,
You catch me 2 years ago, I would have popped up. You grab my arm, and I would have popped off. You feel me? But now I'm a little more calm about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little more patient about it. You know what I'm
so if I
saying?
grabbed your arm today, what happens? If you forget my wife's slushy and I grab your arm,
You grab my arm,
yeah, I grab your arm.
I'm gonna be like, you know what, man? We need to stop this. Then I'm gonna slowly pop my arm and I'm gonna do this slowly. We need to stop this because if we don't stop it, I'm not gonna stop. You feel me? I ain't gonna stop, right? So we need to stop because be a fight club. Because after I'm done with you, the host gonna want some. After the host gets some, the cook gonna get some. After the cook gets some, the magic gonna get some. It'll be a fight club.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's funny.
That's funny, man. Like even going back to that joke, like I'm like, it's just a fight club in the schools. Like it's just a fight club. Everybody gets a rumble. How many fights you get into today? 3. The principal, the nurse, and the counselor.
I took
They
them
all
all
took
off. I'm undefeated. Just like
undefeated. Floyd, baby. Floyd Mayweather.
that's what that table calls me back there. I'm fluid because I knocked
Floyd,
out my
Floyd,
principal.
pardon me?
Then you pull out your gun just in case you can't.
Just in case. Cause I fear some of y'all in here. Keep the gun on.
Those are called callbacks, audience. Those are called callbacks. That's
That,
hilarious.
bro. That is, man.
but, but bro, I think this has been another great episode for the audience. I really had a lot of fun doing this, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Once again, if you really enjoyed this video, enjoy watching this, I got any value out of it, please subscribe, share it, man. We realizing that sharing is the currency of the internet, and it's amazing how we can grow exponentially when you share the things that you enjoy. So if you got a lot of fun out of this, definitely don't be selfish with it. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
Give it to the next one.
now
Mr.
put
Ellison,
that
you
on
got
the
any final words for the
put
people?
that on a t-shirt. Look, sharing is the currency of the internet. Put that on a t-shirt. That is awesome. Hey, you wild, man. I would say, um, definitely, definitely just this. If you have any takeaways, man. If you didn't take anything away, I would just kind of reiterate, just say, man, just work on the internal growth. Because that's really the key, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're still getting mad about the Dallas Cowboys losing, all right, you need to be growing. Because they gonna lose. You're gonna always be mad. All right. Just grow. Just grow, man. Yeah, that's it, brother.
All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all watching. You do the outro. You do the hasta luego
All
thing.
right, yo, baby. Sorry. No. Once again, man, we appreciate everybody pulling up, showing love, checking us out, man. It's your boy D Culiante, my player partner HD Bling. You dig? We see y'all next time, baby. Hasta luego.